Hello everybody, Nitsa here, or you might also know me as Austin Ruthven. Don't you just miss school?
Of course you don't! You only miss it because of the friends and activities you did that you can't do now because you're dependent on Craigslist to get a job or lose your virginity. But I digress. Anyway, after graduating high school, I went to a post-secondary school for digital film for 2 years, and have got to know some pretty great people and have made some really fun short films. And believe me, there was a ton of notes, so it wasn't all just computers and cameras. There's a lot of films I'm really happy to have made or been a part of. Some of these videos can be seen on my Nitsa94 YouTube channel, which will also link you to other videos I've been a part of at the end. There are at least 2 you won't be able to see unless the director decides to submit them to a film festival near you. But, not surprisingly, for every great film, there's also a weak film. The ones that are either poorly put together or had some sort of developmental issue. Does that mean we should be ashamed for them? No, I mean, every filmmaker has a stinker once in a while, and if you improved upon these problems, whether if they were flaws or developmental issues, these films just show where you have came from, and that you have the potential to contribute something great in a wonderful visual art. So for this countdown, I will talk about the top 10 worst college films that I made or was a part of. I'll mainly be looking over the bigger projects and not any films that were shot just to show how to do 3 different types of shots. Now, there is one important thing I should address to avoid unwanted commotion. This countdown is meant to show the weakest films I've been a part of or just didn't like, and not intended for any slander against the people who were a part of it. The people I've worked with are great people, and they've all made great films beyond these stinkers. And I don't hate most of these films on this list, they just have problems that I wish could have been done better. So to avoid any red flags, I won't provide links to most of these videos. If you want to watch them for yourselves, you'll either have to go to my Nitsa94 channel or search it up on your own.
So without further student loans, let's talk about the top 10 worst college films that I made or was a part of.
You can stare at static for all the time. I don't care. I had enough. See ya.
This was definitely an attempt for me and a couple other guys to be more edgy with controversial content, and it was quite the video for our class to react to. That film being Nasty Boy. Now, to be honest, I kinda like this film. The project is supposed to be one continuous long shot from beginning to end. The story is about a bisexual psychopath who loves gore and sex. Starting with Nasty Boy himself, really guys, that was the best title you could come up with? I mean, you could have gone with jerking off to a gory image on his monitor, putting on a mask from V for Vendetta, stabbing a random person outside, and dropping his pants to roll the credits. I didn't know pulling down your pants could do that. I like this film mostly because it was fun playing as a sick psycho, and it takes inspiration from some product placements you might see in the background such as Watchmen, V for Vendetta, and 2 of my favorite films, The Dark Knight and A Clockwork Orange. In fact, it was taking the idea of Alex DeLarge if he liked gore over just violence and was bisexual. I even liked how it was color corrected and just the shocking nature of it. But the controversial nature is also the film's biggest problem. Now don't get me wrong, I like the dark nature of it, but it's not because it has it, it's because of the reaction it has caused, making it a laughing joke for quite a short while. Now sure, that could be seen as a good thing since it is being watched, but that's not the worst part. The worst part is that one of the guys who was a part of this project had his own mother see it, and she apparently didn't talk to him for 2 days straight. I don't know if that's over exaggerated, but it's pretty bad when a simple film can do that to your family. It took him and his father to convince her that it was just a school assignment and that we weren't intended to do this. This was our own creativity. But still, for 2 days? That's just low. Sure, art is subjective and people will have a different perspective on sex and violence being portrayed in film, especially when it's glorified, but as long as you don't take this film too seriously, then the shock value is worth your time, because in the end, it's just a school project. And I have no shame dropping my pants down for your entertainment. This was one of the first bigger projects filmed during the first semester for editing class, Bad Man. Now, there was no purpose for this project other than to make something and see how well it was edited together. The version I edited can be seen on my Nitsa94 channel. The idea is that we have a white man and a black man go into a bathroom.
Great start so far.
As the white guy, played by me, walks down a series of hallways while being stalked by the guy who went into the bathroom before. God, I'm making this sound creepier than it really is. Okay. Without giving it away, there's a twist ending that hardly had any evidence before its reveal. But that's not the worst part. The worst part about this project is that it's mostly filmed at establishing shots of two guys doing nothing but walking down hallways. That is lazy. Though I will forgive this project as we were only in our first semester, but that hardly redeems an overall project that is supposed to create a suspenseful atmosphere for what the stalker could be following the other guy for. Heck, the project we made after called Cold Drinker took the advantage of medium shots and close-ups, and they look gorgeous, especially with that snow in the background, which helps deliver a chilling atmosphere. Batman, on the other hand, if you're able to get some atmosphere out of it, great, but as a whole, this is an A+ if you were in a middle school film. So this was a project for the entire class where we placed a car in front of a green screen and faked driving down a bridge as we recreate a scene called Sins of the Father from the 2004 crime drama Collateral. I still have not seen the film in its entirety, but when I was watching the clip, I just found Tom Cruise's acting to be, well, stiff. Not saying he's a bad actor, it's just he came off as bland to me. So when I played the part, I wanted to at least show a bit of emotion in these lines, and by doing so, it's just awkward to watch.
Limos, huh?
Don't start.
Hey, I'm not the one lying to my mother.
Here's what she wants to hear.
Yeah, maybe the lines written for that scene works better with Tom Cruise's stiff acting. Watching this project is like watching Tom Cruise's complete opposite, which is strange because the student playing the driver does a better job and she's polar opposite to the driver for obvious reasons. I guess the stiff acting is intentional since it is a crime drama after all, and given the backstory, it would make sense for a character like this to be more cold. When I was doing the part, I was putting a little too much humanity into the character, making the overall scene completely unfitting. I'm no trained actor and I don't claim to be good, but it came as a surprise to me when Tom Cruise did better acting stiff while I was trying to deliver an emotion. But then there's some shots where the audio is out of sync, which also doesn't help either.
They project onto you their flaws, what they don't like about themselves, their lives, whatever. And then they rank on you instead.
Maybe I underestimated the Scientologist himself, but as far as my acting goes, along with some terrible dialogue sinking, it's just a messy scene. And here, I am projecting on its flaws, what I don't like about it, after such hard work and whatever. And I can rank on it instead.
Now, what would be a great way to start off a video about characters switching power? Oh, I know! How about memes to start it off?
Okay, too much time on Facebook or somebody got bored with editing. However, once the film starts, it's actually not so bad. The acting between Ricardo and Quays is great, and while the set is basic, at least it looks like an office. But when the boss, played by me, comes down the hallway with Darth Vader music playing, it scares the two workers as they are using his office. Quays humorously tries to straighten out the desk, but then the film gets bad once one particular thing happens. I start talking.
Robinson.
Hey, boss.
Bye, boss.
You do know you just showed a set light.
What you doing in my office?
Okay, I know. I'm sorry, man.
Hey, hello, Phil? You do know the camera not focusing on the lights is not gonna help us unsee them, right? Yeah, once my character comes in to switch the power over Quaze's character, which is the intended purpose of the project, we just got too lazy. As you can clearly see, we were using a classroom as a set, have standing lights in the background, and even show the case for the lighting equipment. Wow. That is extremely lazy. But then there is me as the boss.
Are you f***ing kidding me? This is the third time that you used my office. This is not some sort of playground.
Now, to my defense, I think this was more of a miscast to have me play as the boss. I'm just not the type of guy who could demonstrate dominance over Ricardo and Quaze. In fact, because of my age, I just look too young to be in this position.
You are fired.
And after we filmed this project, we later did Zero Heroes, which at least had ambition to it. And while I can't say it's good, we just went all the way with it, which makes it kind of fun to watch, and therefore it's not too bad to be on this list. Just like Batman, this project was just lazy. But we were 3 or 4 semesters in school, and these mistakes are just inexcusable. Especially when you are inspired to become a great filmmaker. And yeah, you might notice that I have acted in a lot of these projects, and that will become a problem that I will bring up later in this countdown. Switching of power assignment? More like switching from professionals to amateurs. We definitely deserve to be fired.
No, God, I need this job! Shit, man!